Hello everyone. So welcome to Tea with Sparksys. In this session, let us go through some of the recent updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. Now the first update is about field schemes. We all know that the traditional field configurations and field configuration schemes are going away, and there will be something called as field schemes. There is a lot of information about it on of course Atlassian's documentation. If you just do a quick search, field schemes in Jira, you will find the information about this update. So there is also a blog post or a post on the community where you can learn about how this will work. So this is something that I believe is now, going to be a reality very soon. So if you are used to the traditional field configurations and field configuration schemes, then you definitely need to learn about how it works. And Atlassian is saying that this is actually going to be beneficial for everyone, but I'm not sure. I think even the current field configuration schemes are fine. I think you can definitely associate the issue types and field configurations, and of course field configuration schemes can be used to associate it with a project. So I think even in the current feature set, it is not bad, but maybe Atlassian has something in plan, something they want to do with these field schemes. So this is something that I think all of us, all the Jira admins should keep in mind, like how to use it. So it says here, in short, field schemes will be the source of truth of what work types a field can appear on for spaces, and the field context determine default values and what options are available for users to select. So this is something that I believe will be the future, something that we need to definitely keep an eye on. If you are someone who is already seeing this information on your Jira instance, then definitely take a look at this post. This will definitely affect how you work and your projects behave in future. So something I thought I'll mention it. The other thing that I want to talk about is unified packages, unified package registry for NPM and Maven. So this is something that is important for those people who are using CI/CD workflows, especially in Bitbucket. We have been trying to learn and use it as well in our development. So in case you don't know, we develop Forge apps. In fact, we have been working on Forge app development to fill the gap on Jira Cloud. On Jira Cloud, yes, we have automation rules. Yes, we have Rovo. Yes, we can do few things with REST API. But when it comes to all those automations that we used to do using Scriptner for Jira, now of course we are doing everything using the native capabilities of cloud. And also of course we are trying to look at Forge apps, and we have developed a lot of competency around Forge app development, and we have been trying deployments and automated testing. So this unified packages for NPM and Maven will definitely be an interest for those people who are using Bitbucket. All right. So the other thing that I want to talk about, which I noticed on the community, is the Loom account. So Atlassian acquired Loom, I believe, sometime in 2023, more than 2 years ago, and almost 3 years ago now. So Loom is, of course, a tool which is now under Atlassian, and we have been using it for doing few things like sharing. I mean, I personally, if I talk about my experience, I've used it it is good, it is nice, but I have not really, I don't really use Loom like each and every day. Sometimes, I have to, do some small recording, or if I have to look at some short video. I mean, I've used it as a user, but this update is about how users can now log into Loom. So I believe Atlassian uh, will be responsible for the authentication. So you will be using Loom. You will be authenticating to Loom using your Atlassian account, and I think that is it. So this is something that you need to be aware of in case you were using uh, Loom's previous authentication. Then this is something that you need to now keep in mind, that yes, you can now log into Loom using Atlassian account. So this is something that I thought I'll mention. Okay, so let us move on to the upcoming event. So in the next couple of weeks, I believe, there is this event, which is a virtual event. And this event is all about how to hide sensitive information that you may have in your Jira and Confluence instances. So this is something that you should definitely attend, especially if you are working for if you're working as a Jira admin, or if you're part of a Jira team who is responsible for, of course, Jira and Confluence, maybe in a bank. To be honest, this is anyways important for every instance, to be honest, but especially in banks, especially in those organizations where you cannot afford to have sensitive information in your Jira and Confluence, then definitely you need to, do something about it. And this session might give you some ideas, so you can attend. It's of course a virtual event, by the way. So this is something that you can consider joining. And this is from the Atlassian Pune community. And talking about Atlassian community, in fact, yesterday, our team, Sparks' team, was part of the Faridabad event. And the Faridabad community in Delhi NCR, they recently completed 1 year, and I think they celebrated 1 year completion. And our team, Sparks' team, was there. And I was not there, but my team members, my colleagues were there in Faridabad. They went to the event and they had really nice feedback. They met a lot of people, and we're also, quite happy to attend the events in person. I think from time to time you should consider attending these events in person, because when you attend in person, you get to meet people, know more about others, and of course, when you attend a session which is not online, which is someone speaking on the stage, it's a different feeling. So sometimes it is, I think, good to attend these events. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about is this blog that we recently wrote, and this is about agentic AI. We have been making these regular tech capsule videos on our Ravi Sagar channel, on my personal channel, where we talk a lot about, of course, Jira, but we have recently started talking about technology in general, and our focus is definitely always on Atlassian tools, Rovo, and recently there was an update that there is some collaboration or partnership between Atlassian and Gemini. So this is something interesting, because I believe Rovo's capability is not really on par with what Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude can do, but definitely having such partnership will mean that we can use Gemini's capabilities within Atlassian Rovo. So I think that is what it will do. But of course, we have to wait and watch. We'll definitely update you. But this is something that you need to potentially learn about in near future. And this blog post will give you some ideas. And whenever we write a blog post, we try to share whatever we have been learning. So apart from these videos or these sessions, these are weekly Atlassian update videos. But if you don't really want to wait for a week, if you want to learn something on a regular basis, please subscribe to our channel, both Ravi Sagar and Sparks' YouTube channels. All right, and we also made one video recently about when to automate in Jira. So automation is of course very important in Jira, and usually when someone is using a tool like Jira, they want to automate, because yes, you can automate, but you should always be careful about when to automate and when not to automate. And I keep on talking about this. In fact, I have been talking about it on my channel, on my Ravi Sagar channel for many years, that don't always start with or jumping into automations from day one. When you start using a tool like Jira, or when you are trying to adopt Jira, or maybe when you're trying to use a tool like Jira to solve a problem, your focus is more on just using the tool in the beginning. Yes, automation is something that you can do, but you should definitely first review whether you really need to do an automation or not. So you don't really always have to do the automation, or when it comes to automations, you should always evaluate and take a look at your processes. Sometimes it is better not to automate, but in case you want to automate, there are some common things that you can automate, and this is what this video will teach you. So yeah, please consider watching this video, when to automate in Jira, a guide for new users and team leads. And yeah, that is it. This week's Atlassian update video and session is short, but I hope I've covered some useful topics for you to learn and think about. And just like always, please subscribe to our channel. Please like this video and this podcast. And also we have a newsletter. If you go to ravisagar.in/newsletter, or if you go to sparksys.com/newsletter, you can subscribe to our newsletter to get emails from us directly every week. All right, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this session. I hope you enjoyed watching this session, and you also enjoyed listening to this session, and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.